Pathbook is an intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathbook qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathbook to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathbook.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Mychelle from Knak, CMO with them. How are you doing today, Mychelle?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great, right? We were talking a little bit before. It's Friday already, almost about to head out for the weekend. So looking forward to today's episode, and I'm sure our listeners tuning in wondering what Knak is all about. So let's start off with that, Mychelle. In your own words, can you tell us what Knak is all about?
Yeah, look, Knak is a no-code email and landing page builder. So it's a pretty simple concept, but it's attacking a very complex problem.
Definitely. Okay. Well, let's talk about that, right? So that way our listeners could get a good understanding of Knak. What problems do you solve for clients then?
Yeah, look, right now, most companies are using marketing automation platforms like Marketo or Pardot or Eloqua. And those platforms are so powerful, but they're also complex. And they require that you have a little bit of coding knowledge, and in some cases, a lot of coding knowledge. So what most companies have done is they've locked them down, meaning they have a small group of people, email developers or marketing operations people that build everything for everybody in marketing. And what happens is they become a bottleneck almost, as soon as they get going. So it also means that they're not the people that are the creators of the email. They're the coders of the email. So when you need a change, you have to go back to the people who are building it in the marketing automation platforms. They make a change, and you have this awful cycle of, endless iteration. So some of our clients went from 6 weeks to get an email built, let alone tested and approved, just built, down to hours, and in some cases minutes. So it's that's what we do for our clients, is take that problem and complexity away and create an environment where the people who are actually the ones who have the need for the email can build it themselves, or they can have a central team doing it much quicker. So we have multiple models.
That's awesome to hear. I think anybody out there that does any type of outreach or outbound definitely struggles with that. So great stuff that you guys are doing there at Knak. So then who would you say is there a vertical segment that you guys like to go for? Is there an ideal ICP for Knak?
Yeah, we are really horizontal. So we have customers across a ton of different verticals, but we tend to be used more by companies where email is central to their business. So we have a lot of tech, we have pharma, we have banking, but we also have secondary institutions, so educational institutions. We have pretty much everything, manufacturers. So we do cover the gamut, but we are really aiming at the tool at enterprises. So, there are some mom and pop shops that use it, but we're really targeting our development at building a tool that is robust enough for our big clients. So we have clients like Google, Meta, Amazon. These are all companies that need very sophisticated capabilities, which we deliver.
Definitely. All right. Awesome to hear that. And so how would someone get in contact with you? What would you say is a top client acquisition channel for you guys?
I would say, we really have, it's probably a third, but we have a very robust inbound from LinkedIn, as well as, the retargeting that we use around LinkedIn. We have some robust SEO and PPC, so that's an important channel for us as people search, because it's not a well-known category. So people are still wondering, they're not searching for this particular type of solution. They're searching for a solution to the problem that they have. And then lastly, we do a lot of trade shows, the typical events, like Adobe Summit. the big guys, and it's probably about a third each.
Definitely. All right. That's great stuff. And so that way, our listeners who are tuned in, you could always check them out here. So Knak, but it's with a K, right? So you could always check them out at Knak.com. So that way you could see some efforts, what they're doing. But Mychelle, what role would you say the website plays for client acquisition?
Yeah, it's it's where everything lands, right? Whether they're coming from a trade show or they're coming from LinkedIn or they're coming from PPC or SEO, they're going to end up on our website or a landing page that we've crafted for that particular tactic. So the website is foundational to everything we do.
All right, awesome. And is there any tools, tips, methods that you would recommend as far as something that you've learned that makes a great converting website?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it has to speak English. I don't mean as a language. I just mean it can't be jargon. It can't be, marketing speak. It has to be talking to people in a simple way so that they can understand what you do. So if it doesn't do that, nothing else works. But it also has to lead people down a path of discovery. I mean, that's we all talk about the marketing funnel, and the website can be a complete funnel if you do it properly.
Definitely, I would totally agree with you on that. Well, now let's switch a little bit gears here, Mychelle, and talk about you as a leader. You being the CMO there for Knak, what are some key tasks you focus on your day-to-day work?
Yeah, look, CMO's day is spent between the here and now. So helping the team execute on the strategy we've already agreed to. It's spent looking back and saying, how are we doing against the strategies that we decided to execute? So the monitoring, the reporting, the analysis. And then, then it's spent looking forward. And almost every day, I do all three of those things. Looking forward to change tactics and figure out based on what we're doing today and what's working, how we should be changing. That's what CMOs do.
Yeah, we got the tough decisions to make and the most crucial, right? Because at the end of the day, they go to you for results, right? So definitely, and you're doing great. So that's awesome to see. But let's jump into our next section here, Mychelle. It's a rapid fire question round. So you ready for the questions?
You got it.
All right, awesome. First off, what is the last book that you read?
The last business book I read is called The Hard Things About Hard Things, Ben Horowitz. And the last, non-business book is a health book actually called Outlive by Peter Attia.
Okay, perfect. Great reads there for our listeners. Now, what is one single thing that your company is focused on at the moment the most?
I would say just delighting our customers. We want to make the application no code always and make it so that everything they want to do is at their fingertips and that they can get back to being creative, because at the end of the day, that's what marketers want to do. They don't really want to be spending time in the mechanics of building. They want to be spending time on the creativity. So that's what we're maniacally focused on, is making sure that we can get them back to that day job of being creative on behalf of their companies.
Definitely. All right, great there from Knak. Now, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
I would love to have all of the questions that I want answered at my fingertips. It seems like there's never enough data, and there's always too much data at the same time. And everything takes time. It takes time to collect the data. It takes time to analyze the data. I would love if technology wasn't a barrier to have my answers right in front of me at all times.
That's important that you say, right? I think everybody is looking for something like that, because as a marketer, right, it just keeps evolving, and it's always a crucial thing, but there's a lot of data and you want to make the right decision. So I would love something like that as well. But if there is one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
This is a tough one. I think it's probably the planning task. There's so much that you do over and over again when you're planning to create, the spreadsheets with the data, the plan frameworks. And so being able to automate that, I think, would be amazing.
Definitely. All right. Awesome. Great to hear that. And well, lastly, Mychelle, I mean, you have a lot of experience already, all the way from, being with Cognos a lot of years and into today. But what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
I actually think the one piece of advice would be personal, not professional. I think earlier in my career, I probably didn't give myself enough time. You sacrifice for work, and I was constantly trying to stay on top of this best practice and that thing and learn. And I probably sacrificed my health too much. So I would tell myself, always make time for yourself, your health, your fitness, so that, you can be better at all aspects of your life.
Definitely. All right. That's important to hear, because I mean, I think everybody dials into the work, but forgets a little bit more about what's going on. So some great advice there from you, Mychelle. Thank you so much for that. Well, Mychelle, thanks a lot for being on the show with us today. I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about Knak?
Look, Knak can help you make your email and landing page creation process just simple and efficient and effective, and painless.
If you guys heard it from Mychelle, you could always visit them. Like I mentioned, it's knak.com. They create campaigns that get better results. Mychelle, thank you so much for being on with us today. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in, and looking forward to our next episode at PathMonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Mychelle.
Yeah, thank you. It was great to talk.